Hello 2021 and goodbye 2020. This last year has been really difficult for everyone. Nobody really thought the pandemic is going to take so much of our lives that we won't be able to enjoy anything really, that we will be kept in like almost constant lockdown. And it's been very, very sad for all of us that we have to be alone pretty much. 2020 was definitely a very difficult year for everyone. I was not able to perform as much as I would want to. Normally, on average, I perform about 2 times a week, whilst last year I only performed 12 times in a whole year. This is a massive drop. We did not expect it at all. All of my international engagements had to be cancelled. All of the events were cancelled from March onwards pretty much, and the same with weddings. Weddings were really, really restricted, and I was not able to perform for the larger number than 30. This led to many of the weddings being cancelled or postponed to the next year. And yes, I actually feel also very sorry for all these brides and grooms who are not able to get married. Just before the lockdown, the first national lockdown in the United Kingdom, I've been awarded a prestige award. I've been awarded a 2020 Violinist of the Year. And this was a very, very nice news for me, because this was something I really unexpected, and it came really out of blue. It was judged by the independent panel, and I am very glad I received this award. Apart from not being able to play the violin, I have been doing a lot of other things. I've been working on my music. I've been doing some recordings at home. I've been doing some arranging, and I've really tried to keep myself busy. I also brushed up on my another qualification. I am a medical interpreter, and I've been registered for quite some time now, but I never got the chance to actually work in that field. So because of the pandemic, I actually got a very good chance and opportunity to explore more. The job kept me really on the edge. It's like you never know what's going to happen. You never know who is going to call and ask to interpret. This comes with also massive responsibility, because I have to interpret the very exact and precise wording that I am being told or asked to interpret it by doctors and nurses. Sometimes I've been interpreting during the live births or in the theaters during the operations, and it can be really stressful, and the job really keeps me on the edge. And I've got to say that it is actually not as easy as maybe some people may think. In the medical field, you just got to get everything spot on. So that was a little bit difficult. Apart from that, James been working from home, which was great. He was not driving to work and back from work, so we managed to spend lots of time together. And some people may have been saying that they've been arguing or something just because they've been spending too much time with their partners. I'm good to say it's been completely opposite. I very much cherish the time we spent together during this lockdown, because I think we are actually a very well matched couple, and we get to our goals together, and it's nice when you can actually do things together without having any disagreements, and everything is just easy, really. So we have moved to our new house. Our new house is in the countryside, so we move out of the city to countryside, and I've been a little bit anxious about this, because I was born in the city, then I moved to even bigger city to study, and I always thought about myself to be a city girl, but we found this lovely house in the countryside, and we both fall in love with the place and with the house, and we decided to give it a go. So just before the lockdown, literally a week before, we moved all our life from the city into the big house, like 10 times bigger house than what we had in Leeds. And gradually we've been getting ourselves sorted. So when everybody was saying how bored they are because there's nothing to do during the lockdown, we've been cleaning, or we've been painting the whole house, and it's been good, but also very tiring. I think I could be now a professional painter, to be honest. I've painted almost a whole house with James, and it's been very, very tiring, I got to say. Every single weekend, or James after work with me, we've been just doing bits and pieces, and yes, that's been tiring, but it's almost now everything done, so I'm very glad about this. James is very good in DIY, something I've discovered this year. He can fix literally almost everything, and if he does not fix something, he persists on trying to fix things, and it's actually it's a very good thing, but I sometimes just like to get new things, so I don't really mind if he doesn't succeed with his fixing of stuff. Yes, James got himself also a massive scaffolding because he likes doing everything himself. So yes, the scaffolding is almost as tall as our house, so he wants to be checking on the house himself, and it's quite nice actually, but I think it's quite dangerous actually. It's a very tall scaffolding. It's about 5 meters or something, or 7 meters actually, and it's a bit dangerous when I look from the bottom at him when he's doing these things. We got some LED lighting in the house. We're both fans of LEDs, and James especially, because obviously he is also a DJ after work, and he loves his gadgets and his lighting. It's a big thing, and when he got the chance to lighten the house, he went a bit crazy. I think we've got lots of LEDs in the house, and it's actually turned out to be a modern smart house. Yes, apart from that, James been very good in his barbecues, because we had lots of barbecues in our new garden, especially during the summer, which was quite nice. And yes, we were able to invite a couple of people when the restrictions were lifted, so that was actually quite nice to be able to see people, especially our family, because James' family live not far away from here. So it was nice to be able to actually see them, and then, and just have some humor interaction really with another human, rather than FaceTime or whatever. Me, myself, I've been very good with cooking. I think I've learned to cook most of the dishes James like, and I also learned how to do curry and naan bread from scratch, and yes, I think it's almost as good as James's favorite takeaway, which is good. If he eats it, it means it's good. Yes, our neighbor actually is a gamekeeper, and he's such a lovely man. He's been bringing us lots of game meat, and I've never really cooked and prepared such meat before, so having like a goose or a venison given to me, I didn't really know what to do with it, so I had to find some recipes, and actually it's very, very nice. So we are very glad we've got such a neighbor, because he takes care of us a lot. Yes, cooking, now baking, yes. Baking was another thing during the lockdown. Every weekend I bake James a cake, and I think he likes it very much. I could probably have now my little company called Kate's Cakes, I think. I've done lots of lovely cakes, and I think we got a little bit wider because of that as well, but that's obviously another topic. I think everyone did, sitting at home during the lockdown. There was not much to do, and when the outdoor exercise was also restricted, like what else can you do to indulge yourself? I guess baking cakes was the thing. I did lots of gardening. I did lots of vegetables growing. I tried to grow organic veg. I didn't really succeed because without any fertilizers or any bug killers, they didn't really want to grow. So that actually made me think about everything we eat in supermarkets. We were going for long walks because where we live there is obviously countryside and a lot of country lanes, and we've been saying hello to the cows, hello to horses, hello to sheep, and they've been really lovely. I have some photos as well to show you, and maybe videos as well. And a good news came in February, because on 13th of February, just a day before Valentine's, my niece Emilia was born, and later in July I became for the 5th time a godmother. That was a very lovely time, and we managed to meet with my family, and that was very nice, because the whole year we haven't seen anyone from my side, so that was nice that we are actually able to see them, and they were all fine, and the baby was beautiful. So yes, it made me feel much better being able to see close to me people. Another thing that had happened, which was very unpleasant for myself, I have been admitted to hospital end of September, and that was a life-threatening condition, and as much as NHS helped other people, and especially COVID-19 related illnesses people, it didn't help me. I could have died potentially, and I've lost really personally hope from the doctors I've been dealing with, because they did not help me at all. I ended up having an operation. I stayed a week in the hospital, and we were forced to use private care, which I thought it would not have to happen. But unfortunately, when we were not able to get any help from NHS, we had to turn into private care. And I'm very thankful that we can, and unfortunately lots of people can't because they can't afford it. So I just sympathize a lot with people like me who are suffering but can't be treated, and there is no hope because they don't have money to go to the private care. Maybe this will change, maybe not. In my case, they didn't help me. Maybe in the future they will. I don't know. I'm hoping not to have to go to hospital for an operation again. And another thing that has happened, what was very, very unpleasant, was the fact that a company in Turkey stole one of my tracks. That was Requiem for a Dream, which came from my first album, The Violinist. They have stole the track and they claim it was theirs. They released it on a compilation album and released it all over the internet, and they were claiming it was theirs. Why? It was not. It's mine. I've recorded, I arranged it, and it's mine. You can't steal someone's music and claim it's yours. It just does not work like that. There is lots of software that can scan throughout internet, and it is possible to find sooner or later to find out if you are claiming that somebody that's not yours belong to you. So we are still in a process of trying to get an agreement. If not, we will proceed with a legal action, because I strongly disagree with such behavior, and I think people should be punished for doing such things. We as artists, as musicians, we give so much out of ourselves. When we produce recordings, this is not just, it just doesn't happen, you know, just like in a split minute or whatever. It takes so much time to rethink the music, to arrange it or to write it, and then record it, then listen again and again, and then do some editing, and then you are left with your master, and then you listen over and over and over again to the track before releasing it, and then you are thinking, well, it's actually not what I want it to be, so you go back to studio, you re-record or remaster, re-edit, so on, and you put so much of yourself into the track, and then if somebody steals this from you, it's not like stealing a 3-minute track, they steal all the hard work you've put into it, which I really do not agree with. So that was that really. This led us to releasing online 3 of my albums, because previously we did not release them online from various reasons, mainly because I keep on selling my physical CDs, and I much prefer selling uncompressed version of my music, and people still buy them, although streaming platforms are so popular, people still were buying my CDs, so I didn't see any point in actually streaming them online. But after that incident, when somebody bought my CD, ripped the track of this and claimed it was theirs, we were left with no other choice but submit 3 of our CDs online. Christmas Day we spent in our house. James's family came to visit us, and it was very lovely to see so many of them at the same place, and I was very glad, because, you know, it was at that point it was 9 months and you could hardly see anyone, because we were going from one lockdown to another, restrictions in the tiers, how many people you can see, how many people you can speak to, how many people you can go for a walk with. It just got crazy, you know. So that day, I was very glad we actually can have that day, and although they've reduced the number of days and people you could see over Christmas, I think despite all of that, it was very nice to see all of them and have Christmas Day with them. New Year's Eve, we got absolutely smashed with James, and we did a little house party with a lot of dancing to cheesy music and Polish disco polo, and I think this was one of the best New Year's Eve ever, and we were very much relaxed, and we just enjoyed that evening. Watching fireworks all over the world as well was quite nice. So yes, that was in a nutshell what's happening in 2020 with me. 2021, yes, I have some plans, and I can voice them now actually. So I'm hoping to write and arrange an EP CD for James. I'm hoping he will be able to record his first tracks, because he actually can sing quite well. So it will be I will be very much interested to see what we can do with his voice, and to see how comfortable he is with my version, with my vision of music, and maybe something exciting will come up of this. So let's hope this can be all done next year, because writing music is actually not as easy as people might think. I know there are lots of people who can just take guitar and, like, you know, just put together a few chords, write the lyrics, done. But when I am focusing on music, I look at different aspects, maybe because I've been very much classically trained. I like music to be fulfilling, and I just don't like writing something that sounds good. I want to write something that has also meaning. So hopefully we can be on the same page with James, and we'll agree on my musical vision and his singing. So we'll see what will come out of this. And next year I would also like to focus on teaching After so many years of traveling the world, performing on my violin and performing at lots of concerts and events in the UK, I think it's time I finally got into the teaching. So we will be working on this as well, but I don't want to say too much. Next thing will be releasing my remix album that is going to be a compilation of various tracks that's never been released before or been released before, but are arranged and remixed in a different way. This album is only going to be available online, so hopefully by the end of next year this will be possible, and hopefully I will be able to start recording more live videos for you. With the new music, obviously. So let's hope this will also work. Hopefully 2 videos per month, but we will see. Yes, we are actually kept busy with various things, so I will do my best to do 2 videos a month, maybe more, but I'm hoping definitely not less than that. And other things, I would like to finish painting the house, because we still have 1, 2, 3 bedrooms and an office to paint, which I'm hoping to be able to do. I could be now a professional painter, I think, or have my company, because we did so much painting. It's incredible. I've never painted in my life before, and this lockdown I literally painted with James the whole house, which is crazy. And I would like to landscape the garden, and that's it. I don't think weddings will happen on the same scale as they used to before, but we shall see. I don't know if all my performances booked this year are going to go ahead. It's such a big question mark. I think nobody knows what's going to happen, and we are just from one month to another really crawling to see what's going to happen. But I do have faith, and hopefully we will be able to perform, all of us, all of the musicians, not only myself, but all of us are missing it so much, and I think we will be able to go back to work soon. So thank you very much for listening, and yes, let's hope 2021 is going to be much better than 2020.